Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here one video featuring the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, who came for 5 minutes and 21 seconds having a little statement regarding the terrorist attacks on the Crocus concert hall in Moscow. He's going to blame certain things. He's going to tell us what Russia will do regarding this. That's the video I will play. It's in Russian, so obviously, and I will read the whatever Vladimir Putin says because it's translated on the bottom of the screen, and I will. You can also see the translation and hear my Mac voice. And then we have we have an article here where we have the Brits warning the Russians against retaliating or escalating. That's exactly how the Brits, I'm just kidding, warned the Americans after the September 11 attacks not to escalate anything. That's exactly what they did, didn't they? No, so shut the fuck up. So let's move on. This is the video, and I will let the president speak, and I will unfortunately speak over him. So, dear Russian citizens.
Уважаемые граждане России,
I'm addressing you with regard to the bloody barbaric terrorist act, the victims of which were dozens of peaceful, innocent people, our compatriots, including children, teenagers and women. Doctors are now fighting for the lives of the victims, those who are in critical condition. I am sure that they will do everything possible and even impossible to save the lives and health of all the wounded. Special words of gratitude to the ambulance and air ambulance crews, special forces, firefighters and emergency workers who did everything possible to save people's lives. Bring them out of the flames, out of the epicenter of the fire and smoke, and avoid even greater losses. I cannot overlook the help of ordinary citizens who, in the first minutes after the tragedy, did not remain indifferent and careless, and along with the doctors and members of the special forces, provided first aid and transported the injured to hospitals. We will provide necessary assistance to all families whose lives have been affected by the terrible disaster, to the wounded and injured. I express my deep and sincere condolences to all those who have lost their relatives and loved ones. Together with you, the whole country, all our people are grieving. I declare March 24th a National Day of Mourning. In Moscow, in the Moscow region, and in all regions of the country, additional anti-terrorist and anti-sabotage measures have been taken. The main thing now is to prevent those behind this bloody massacre from committing a new crime. As for the investigation into this crime and the results of the search operations, we can currently say the following, abracadabra. All four direct perpetrators of the terrorist attack, all those who shot and killed people, have been found and detained. They tried to escape and were heading towards Ukraine, where, according to preliminary data, a border crossing window had been prepared for them by the Ukrainian side. They were cooperating, according to him. A total of 11 people have been detained. The Russian Federal Security Service and other law enforcement agencies are working to identify and uncover the entire supporting base of the terrorists, those who provided them with transport, plotted ways of getting away from the scene of the crime, prepared caches of hiding places with weapons and ammunition. I will repeat, the investigative and law enforcement agency will do everything possible to find out all the details of the crime. But it is already clear that we are facing not just a careful and cynically planned terrorist attack, but a prepared and organized mass murder of peaceful, defenseless people. Give them weapons. The criminal cold-blooded and purposely went to kill, to shoot our citizens and our children at point-blank range. Watch the videos. Like the Nazis who once carried out massacres in the occupied territories, they planned to organize a public execution, a bloody act of intimidation. All the perpetrators, organizers, and masterminds of this crime will be justly and inevitably punished, all, whoever they are, whoever directed them. I repeat, we will identify and punish everyone who stands behind the terrorists, who prepared this atrocity, prepared this strike against Russia and our people. We know what the threat of terrorism is. We count here on cooperation with all countries that sincerely share our pain and are ready to really join forces in the fight against the common enemy, international terrorism and all its manifestations. Terrorists, murderers, inhumans who don't and can't have nationality have one unavoidable fate, retribution and oblivion. They have no future. Our common duty now, our fighting comrades at the front, all citizens of the country, to be together, our common duty is in one line. I believe it will be so, because no one and nothing can shake our cohesion and will. Our determination and courage, the strength of the united people of Russia. No one will be able to show poisonous seeds of this. I like that one. Yeah, okay. No, we're going to go back. And it was, I'm going to go back to that one. Because very important. No one will be able to show poisonous seeds of discord, panic, and disorder. So, media, be careful, those weasels. That's not good. In our multinational society, Russia has repeatedly passed through the hardest, sometimes unbearable trials, but became even stronger, and so it will be now. It'll become now. Okay, my friends, here is what President Strong, tough, however you want to call him, bad dude, speaks about his country. Words are not, as you know, I'll put it the other way. Actions speak louder than words, but I'm pretty sure this guy will hook everybody up. Now, everybody, he probably and his investigators will determine that the perpetrators were. Remember, let's go and see what's going on here. So that was a terrorist attack, he claims. I think it was. And he apprehended the 4 active shooters plus, altogether 11, trying according to the preliminary. Remember the keyword preliminary? Please use that next time when you speak with someone regarding this. Preliminary. That means things can add, things can change. At this point, he said they were apprehended trying to cross into Ukraine, which, according to Putin, the Ukrainians prepared a safe corridor. So that means they were together. That's the connection. Why would you, if you don't know? So they knew, according to the preliminary. Right? Then he said, all who planned and all who organized, supported this crime will be punished. That means, what if, let's say, they find out, I don't know, the chief of CIA planned this? What do you think will happen? Well, what if Biden knew about it and says, go ahead? Which I don't think this is something that Biden will even be waken up to comprehend. So that's this. What else? So he's going to hit whomever. Again, he says that dissent and garbage will not be allowed. That means when you're going to have certain Parakretsky, Marakovsky, Paranstein, and Kosmans talking about, those guys will be fucked up. That means he is not going to allow the country to erupt in a organized Maidan by the weasels who want Russia destroyed. So this is what Putin said, and they will do it. I am 99.9% certain that they will fuck them up. I'm curious how far they would go. If they, let's say they determine it was the Ukrainians, what are they going to bomb them nuclearly? What are they going to, nuclear bombs? Boom. Now this is what Putin said. And he spoke like, I think he would like your leader to speak about this kind of tragedy, regardless who that leader is. George W. Bush, blah, 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 blah. We're going to find the perpetrators, and we're going to find who was behind. Not we're going to hit whomever we want, make up something, FBI, CIA, no, FBI, CIA, make something up. We're going to go in, weapons of mass destruction, Saddam Hussein helped terrorism and train them and so on. That was garbage. Well, the Russians have the same moment now. Now, do you remember how the world reacted to the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks on United States of America? Right? With, empathy for the Americans and all that, and support, and yes, go and fuck them up. But when they saw the evidence and who these guys wanted to fuck up after September 11, they say, hold on. No, this garbage. So the Russians will copy their masters, the guys way ahead of the curve. This is what the Americans are, almost in everything. But anyway, that's good, right? Progress. So let's see now, the Brits are warning the Russians not to escalate. What about punishing the perpetrators and the guys behind? Will that be an escalation? Well, let me show you the article. Here it is. Britain. The Telegraph. Britain warns Putin not to use Moscow attack to intensify war on Ukraine. What if he finds out that it was the Kiev regime? Should he bomb them, shit out of them, or no? Let's ask the Brits that. Not escalate. Not escalate. Punish. No? Justly punishment? I think so. Let's see. All right, so let's see what the Brits are the ones who are calling to defend. They are afraid that the Russians will just fuck everybody up. That's what they are. And probably they're also afraid, some of them, that the Russians will pinpoint things to London. And then what? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's read here. Britain has warned Vladimir Putin not to use a deadly terror attack in Moscow as an excuse to intensify its war on Ukraine. The Russian president used a speech on Saturday to accuse Kiev of trying to help four alleged gunmen escape after they opened fire on preliminary investigation, killing at least 130 people. Islamic State claims responsibility. Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Why would I want to do that? To make sure that Putin is going to nuke me? I don't think so. The attack shortly afterwards, and remember, a lot of people can make phone calls, and I'm pretty sure even FSB, is that security forces, whatever, the Russians, they can make their own phone calls towards their offices. Yeah, we are CIA, we claim responsibility for this one. Hey, CIA claimed. What if that come out? Why only ISIS? Because that's how people, honest those guys are. It was us, man, it was us. No, it was not CIA, it was us. Or maybe MI6. Let's say Putin comes and say, we received a phone call from MI6 claiming responsibility for this one. And the ISIS is going to say, no, that's a lie, that's a trap. What are they going to say? Or let's say Zelensky says, we did it, man, we did it with Budanov. Why should I believe only that, but not the other ones? Why should I believe anyone? Anyway, this is what's going to happen. The Russians will use this to fuck whomever they want. That's a blanche card right there. So again, the assessment was backed up by the United States, who warned several weeks ago of an imminent terror attack in Moscow. Yeah, it's like I tell you right now, bad things will happen in the United States of America. Get prepared. Can I be more specific? Yeah, avoid crowded spaces. I know, as business buildings. Okay, can you be more clear about it? I mean, it's so. But anyway, what do we know as of now is that the Russians, according to them, apprehended the 11/4 guys. There's going to be two interrogations. One would be this: who the fuck did it? Smack, smack, pack. The guys are going to be say it, and then I say, okay, now we're going to tell you who did it. Okay, now come over there and tell everybody who did it. So they're going to be two. Who really these guys are going to say did it, and then the Russians probably will tell them, yes, and now this is who did it. Boom, right here. We're going to put it in front of the cameras and you're going to say it. Or maybe we're just going to say it for you because we don't want to waste your energy. After a boom, 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 you need some time to recover. But hey, at least these guys are not doing anything bad to these guys like those guys, we don't mention names here, did to Gonzalo Lira. Remember? Oh, you forgot about it? I hope not. I hope not. They tried to hush it, put it under sweep it under the carpet. So the Russians will go with a vengeance, and they will do whatever they would want. That's my prediction. And they will point the fingers at whomever. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Now you're gonna be pop, and it's gonna escalate, obviously. If you don't like what I said, just put yourself in the shoes of, let's say, the Russians in general. What do you think they want? They want the exact thing what the Americans wanted after the September 11th, 2001 attacks. The exact thing. I don't care, man, who, just do something, anyone. And they did. And that's still considered a mistake here and there, but hey, we brought freedom and democracy. Can you see those skyscrapers in Baghdad and all that flourishing, blooming, fantastic democracy in Iraq? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.